Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and welcome to the Fun Size Book Club discussion for January of 2024. Today we will be talking about Wings So Wicked by Emily Blackwood. I was so excited to read this book for January. It came out kind of mid-month on either the 12th or the 13th, I can't remember, but kind of mid-month. I hoped that it would be enough time for everybody to get the book, get it on Kindle Unlimited, and read it. I know Emily's books tend to not be overly long, but I think this one was the longest one from her that I've read so far. So I pretty much got it and started it right away. I read it on my Kindle, even though I did order the physical copy. I'd started seeing ARC reviews come through for this book. Everybody seemed to be raving about it. Of course, I know people who request ARCs directly from the author tend to like their writing and tend to give really good reviews. That kind of happened with Fourth Wing too, where all the ARC reviewers were posting that they loved this book. So I was hoping that this was going to be a good one. Wings So Wicked has kind of everything that I love reading about in fantasy romance all in one book. The tropes, there's so many tropes. There's so many. It is about a girl named Hunter. She is a fae. This world consists of faes, angels, and vampires. As far as we know, I don't know, there could be more world building later. Hunter is an assassin trained by a man named Lord, who found her when she was a baby, raised her in this like assassin's guild that he has, and she hunts vampires because in the world, vampires are bad. They kill everybody. They're kind of these decrepit creatures that are violent and dangerous. She kills them to protect the people of Midgrave, which is where she lives. One day she runs into an angel when she is hunting vampires. It's kind of a weird interaction. She has no idea where he came from, knows nothing about this guy, and then he disappears. That same day, Lord tells her that he wants her to go to Moira Academy and train there with the intention of when you finish Moira Academy, you are granted access to the Golden City, which is a city of angels and archangels with a lot of magic, etc. So Hunter goes to Moira Academy, and who else is she paired up to room with other than the angel or fallen angel that she ran into in the city? So now she's basically stuck with him, trying to make other friends, trying to figure out who to trust, who not to trust, all while trying to accomplish what Lord set her out to do, to get into this city. And this is a deadly school with tasks that they have to complete and a final test at the end to get into the city. She doesn't know if she's going to make it or not. Star rating. I gave this book solid 4. Okay, solid 4. It was almost a 5 for me, strictly because I couldn't really stop reading it. It was missing that last little bit of oomph that I wanted. I really wanted more feels, but it was so solid. I really, really liked this book. Spice rating is a 2. There was an explicit scene, but it is a slow burn. And I mean slow. So before we get into the book club discussion, I really liked the book. I would definitely recommend this book for people who like fantasy romance, for people who love the tropes. I mean, we have forced proximity. We have the kind of badass hunter female. We have magical learning. We have an academy that's deadly. We have enemies to lovers. We have who did this to you. We have touch her and die. I mean, there's so many tropes in this book. It's really good. It's really good. And if you are just getting into fantasy, I also feel like this one would be really great. It's not a ton of super confusing world building, but it's adequate enough. The world building is enough to really enjoy the fantasy and the fantasy romance. It's also not too spicy, but Emily stepped it up from her YA Fae of Roeth series. It is explicit, it is new adult, but it's not over the top if you don't like spice, but you still get it if that's what you want in a book. And it is the first in a series. I know she just released the title of book 2, which is Blood So Brutal, I believe. I can't remember. I don't know how many are going to be in this series, but I'm hoping for more. I like the world, I like the characters, and I want to see what happens. Okay, so now it's time for book club discussion. There will be spoilers from this point forward. So just fair warning, if you have not read this book, spoilers are coming ahead. What did y'all think? Did you like it? Because I really liked it. I was super looking forward to it. And I'm really glad that I kind of couldn't put it down. That's how I felt reading this. I just kept wanting to read it. Every scene just kind of gave me more. It was things that we'd seen before, right? We've seen a lot of these tropes, but the fact that they were just packed in, it didn't feel like anything that was super out of the ordinary for me. Vampires being bad kind of was different. I mean, it kind of a little bit reminded me of From Blood and Ash, but not really. I don't know. It felt different enough, but it gave me lots of elements. It gave you feels of Serpent and the Wings of Night. It gave me feels of From Blood and Ash. It gave me Crescent City. I kept wanting to call Wolf Hunt, even though Hunter is her name, not his name. I kept wanting to call him Hunt. There's, that. But it was kind of all these little bits and pieces. And because of all of that, I really liked it. I hope you guys liked it too. Did anybody predict the end of this book? Because I don't want to say that I predicted the end of it, but I definitely knew something obviously was happening, right? I did not predict that the Golden City was going to be decrepit and crumbling. I was not anticipating that at all. I knew that Hunter was going to be something else. Having her be a vampire was in my list of things that she could have been. I honestly, though, I thought she was going to be an angel. And the reason why I say that is, one, the cover has Wolf's wing, and then it has this white wing here. And I thought that that was going to be Hunter's wing. So I thought she was going to be an angel. And there was another reason why I thought that. There was one specific scene where she was talking about getting her magic, and Wolf was saying angels have all these different types of magic or things that they could be good at. It's this, this, and this, and this. Some of them are not known. You'll figure yours out. The way I read that was, does he know she's an angel? Is she an angel? And he hinted at it and she didn't pick up on it. What's going on here? So I thought she was going to be an angel. I also suspected that she could have been a vampire or something related to the vampire royalty because of the prologue scene. I didn't think that that would have been in there if there wasn't some sort of connection to Hunter. That was also on my list, but I was leaning way more towards angel than I was vampire. I did really like that she was a vampire though, because I keep wanting to call him Hunt. His name is not Hunt. Wolf was also a vampire. They now have this we're vampires together, we can be good vampires thing going for them. Also, we have the you're my queen kind of trope that can play out in the future books. I don't know. I'm speculating here. I did like that he was a vampire. That did shock me though. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all, but I was kind of glad we got that and then got a vampire feeding scene because those are always great. We always love those. One thing that I didn't love was how little time they spent together. The trope was they shared a room, they were roommates, and I felt like he was never there. Did anybody else feel that way? He was never there. I didn't love that he was never there. I felt like that could have been played up a little bit more, maybe. I mean, it was there, definitely. They had interactions. I wanted him to be around more. Where did he go? Where did he go? I still don't know. And then sometimes when he would randomly show up, I just thought it was a little too random. And if he was watching from afar, why didn't we see him? You know what I mean? So I wanted him to be around a little bit more. I did love the scene that Emily keeps putting out there in her reels and stuff like that of the, he finds her bleeding in the hallway after she got attacked and who did this to you? Loved that scene. Loved it. Her friends. I want to talk about her friends for a second. I thought it was a little interesting that she so immediately jumped into friendships, especially when she was so against it in the very beginning of not knowing who to trust. And then she kind of jumped in a little too quickly. And we found out that she obviously couldn't trust Lanson. I never liked him. I didn't like him from the beginning. I did not even consider that really a love triangle. So I didn't include that in the trope list earlier. It kind of was, but I didn't like him. We knew she was not going to end up with him. Ashlani I liked, and I was sad when she died. Like, I was sad, but she died and the whole goal was for them to die. So is Ashlani going to show up later in the Golden City? Like, is that going to happen? I don't know. Everybody dying in the Transcendent, like in the beginning, did they need to make it to the wall before they were judged by the goddess? Or does the fact that they even made it to the Transcendent and died there, does that mean that they were then judged by the goddess to be able to get into the city or not? I don't know. I feel like that wasn't 100% clear, so it's possible that they could show up later. The other thing is, where the hell did Voiler go? Because she was better than we thought. Like, she was quiet, but she was good. And I feel like she could show up again. I also feel like she's hiding things. Lanson kind of just like went off the deep end. Like, I didn't really love his character to begin with. I don't want him to show back up, but he might. I don't want him to though. And Lord. Let's talk about Lord for a second. I do not like Lord. I think he has other things going on. I think he knows more than he thinks. She wrote him really well. Like, he came across abusive and awful and manipulative. And like, you could tell why Hunter kind of was drawn to people, because she was just looking for like love and acceptance in her life, even though she was taught not to trust anybody but him. And so hopefully she can kind of grow away from that and not try to get back to Lord. And I really hope he's not like actually good, especially from all the like beating and everything that he did to her, because I don't want him to be good. I don't like him at all. Okay, let's talk about the end. She warned us that it was going to be a cliffhanger. Okay, she warned us. I knew it was going to be. I don't know if I love the cliffhanger that it ended on. I almost would have rather it ended at the cliffhanger of finding out that the archangel on the throne that got them there was Wolf's dad, and that he was in on it the whole time. Boom, done. That's it. That's all we know. I don't know if I like the cliffhanger of them trying to cut off his wings. I just feel like, first off, it reminds me of Hunt. Second off, I feel like I'm not as, I don't want to say invested, because obviously I don't want it to happen. I don't want them to cut off his wings, but I feel like it's not going to happen. So I'm less cliffhangery than the shock of like, oh my God, wait, he's been lying this whole fucking time. Like, he's been in on this the whole time. Does he actually care? Like, we think he cares because they bonded and she can feel his emotion and everything. But I don't know. Could have been a different cliffhanger. What did you guys think? Did you like the cliffhanger? Does it make you want to read the next one? I definitely want to read the next one. I want to know what's going on. We got kind of hinted that there's the Vampire Kingdom is kind of back. So if she's the heir, she does have a kingdom to go rule over. So I feel like there's more storyline there. Also, why the hell is the Golden City like this? Like, is it actually the vampires that are doing it? Is there some war going on? What's her magic? Like, all of this. Does she have wings? I want to know. Does she have wings? I really liked the book. I really did. I think it was a great kickstart to Fun Size Book Club for 2024. I hope all of you guys liked it too. I definitely will be reading book 2. I'm not sure if she put a date out for it yet. I know the title is out, but that's all I've seen so far. But make sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if you weren't able to make it to our book club discussion here today. Thanks for reading along with me this month. Can't wait to read more with you in February. And stay tuned to be redirected to February's book club pick video. If you like reading fantasy and romance books, I post reviews on my channel weekly, so make sure to hit like and subscribe if you want to be notified when I post videos. Thanks so much for hanging out today, and I'll see you guys next time.